Greetings, my name is Timothy Collinson and I'm the Faculty Librarian for Technology. And this video is going to have a look at finding journal articles. You may have watched the one previously about finding journal titles by title or keyword. This is going to actually look at finding articles. And to do that, we need to go to the library homepage and we're going to click to search library resources, this big blue button up on the right hand side. And you can see various search boxes there. We're going to use the discovery service here to search a whole range of materials. And I'm going to try searching for technology ethics. And you can click on the search button or you can press return. Now, discovery isn't just journal articles. It's books, journal articles, conference papers, all sorts of material, newspapers, periodicals. And you can see there in the middle that we're finding an ebook, a conference, an academic journal, and you might find on occasions right down at the bottom of the page that you get some video material which can be useful, not in this case. And sometimes you find right up at the top of the page a research starter, and that kind of gives you a little bit of an overview of the particular topic you've searched for. Again, we haven't found one on this topic, but you might come across one. We found over 1 million items here. So that's probably a little bit hopeless to begin to look at, but it'll at least show us the deal for the moment. And you can see that for each record you get a title, you get some of the information there, and you can click on any particular one to go and have a look at it in more detail if you want to. So this will now show us the record for this conference paper with all the bibliographic details over here, some subject terms which might help us to search further if we think, I hadn't thought of that, so do have a look at those. And then usually a link to the actual paper. This one is off in IEEE Explore, so it would take us out of Discovery into that database and we'd be able to read the full paper. Also note that many references will have a cite button over here on the right hand side, and if we click on that, and you know that in the technology faculty you need to choose APA, it will actually put together a reference for you which you might want to check. There it is, APA 7th edition. You might want to check against our referencing at Portsmouth, but it can save you a lot of typing, even if it's not 100% correct, and you might need to tweak certain things. It could save you a lot of typing and be quite useful there. I wouldn't suggest though wading through over 1,700,000 things, so you might want to narrow down your search, and you can do that in a number of ways. You can do it by refining your results here on the left-hand side, say by date. This search set's going back to 1392, which is probably garbage data, but you might want to limit it to, say, very recent things, or look for things in a particular decade because you're interested in a history of something. Or you might want to search by source type. So if we click on Show More here, you could click on academic journal articles and conference papers, which would just give us that scholarly literature, which might be quite useful. And you can see that's radically reduced the number of results that we've got, but there's still quite a lot. Another way of searching or limiting your searches might be, instead of searching for keyword, to just look in the title or even the author field if there's a particular author you're interested in. But the other method and key method of narrowing down your searches is to use the advanced search, and we'll explore that in a subsequent video that looks at improving your search results by using keywords effectively. Having said all that, unfortunately, not everything is in Discovery, and it would be nice if it was, but it's not. So if we go back to the library homepage, how do we find the things that you might be interested in and the journal articles that you want that aren't included in Discovery? Well, the key thing there is to have a look at your subject pages. So I'm going to go down to technology, and I'm just going to choose, for example, we're going to choose learning at work, but all of them work in a very similar way. And here under finding articles and more, you get a couple of ones at the top, why use journal articles, and finding articles on a topic that go through this kind of support to help you do that. But after that, it actually provides lists of indexing databases, full text databases, advanced citation databases if you want those, Google Scholar and links to that and help on using that if you want to use Google Scholar. So there's lots and lots of resources there which are listed, some of which are in Discovery, and it will tell you that's the case, or some of which are not in Discovery, and you might want to explore those further. In addition to these databases, you'll find under other resources that there are some specialist e-resources in your subject area, and they'll be listed here. If we click on the plus, you'll get a list of them: Barber, British Standards, in this case, occupational health and safety information, that kind of thing. But there's also some non-subject specific resources that you might want to check out because they're so big and include relevant material that you want to have a look at. And Google Scholar is one of those. Nexus for legal information and newspaper information is another one of those. There's even Bob if you want TV type material. So do check those out. So the two ways of finding journal articles are to click to use library resources and to search discovery, and then to use your subject page, whatever particular subject it might be, and then to explore that and the databases we can provide that way. So I hope that's given you a very quick way of beginning your research into finding journal articles. And if you've got any questions about that, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us as usual via email, via the chat system, or coming and seeing us in person.